The police had their line formed. And I remember that we were just chanting, "Peaceful march, peaceful march."
It was this encounter with police that got Jose Gomez and 4 other college students arrested earlier this year.
No, because when they grabbed me, I told them I'm not resisting, and they didn't care, and they dropped me right on the floor. And from here, from the intersection, we're right here in Prairie, they drag us to Reseda, facing down on the floor with my head on the floor. The cop's knee was right on my cheek, right here, like on my neck. His thumb actually was right on my ear. And after that, I remember I saw Dr. Olson over here. There was a big commotion, but I didn't know what was going on.
California State University Northridge professor Dr. Karren Baird-Olson was among the thousands of demonstrators on the Csun campus on March 4th. Increasing tuition and budget cuts on classrooms like this one are what incited March 4th to be deemed a national day of action to defend education. Jose Gomez says that on March 4th, he was also defending Dr. Baird-Olson.
I saw the police officer who was standing right here just hit her right on the head with his baton. I guess it was his baton, but it looked like it was his elbow. And I moved, tried to get in front of them, in front of Dr. Olson, so the cop wouldn't hit her again. He ended up hitting me.
One of those things I thought were still sacred was that you don't beat up old ladies, grandmothers, or children. I have learned over the decades of my life, I'm 74 years old, that if you knock politely at all the doors and they're closed and no one listens, then you act upon your First Amendment rights and speak more loudly. The cutbacks in education are at the expense of the students as well as hurting professors. And if we truly are a democracy, then we want an educated population. We've made education so expensive that the working class and the poor, from which I come, cannot afford education today.
This is where we have the power.
Dr. Baird-Olson, along with the 5 arrested students, have since been dubbed the Csun 6. All attend Csun except for Los Angeles Valley College student Angel Guzman, who declined to be interviewed. The Csun Police Department is pressing charges against the 5 students.
John A. Thompson, Jose Gomez, Anthony Garcia, Angel Guzman, and myself, Justin Miles. Reductions to funding for education is not just tuition hikes, but it's also the downsizing of classrooms and the firing of teachers, and that that all produces a lower quality of education, which is something on a national level that is a serious problem, and I think is symptomatic of other problems, but also causes. So it's like this vicious circle.
Let's just say it's been very difficult. I'm at a very financial, unstable time. I'm working 20 hours a week, taking 6 classes right now. Since I've been arrested, and since I've seen a lot of individuals around me that are very interested in politics, and obviously the people that I was arrested with, it's involved me much more. It's also changed my whole, it's caused a little paradigm shift. It's worse for the people that are in control right now because we're very much aware of what's going on around us. Clearly, we're all at the university level, so we have an interest in education and bettering ourselves. That simply adds to the problem of being aware. And with that comes all the other wonderful things about it for creating problems for the establishment is we can mobilize people.
My name is Johnny Thompson. Before March 4th, like I said, never. I just thought things are just the way they are. I can't do anything about it. When I would see people protest, I would be like, they're weird. What are they fighting for? Any form of activism, I'm like, I'm good.
Everybody want to blame everything on the recession. I'm like, come on now. How did dude break up?
I've been awakened to so many different, I would say, the injustices that are going on, but in terms of what I can do, I never really thought that I could change the world at all, but I definitely believe that I can. I believe that I already have.
Since the group met 7 months ago, some members have helped organize more demonstrations both off and on campus.
And I was starting to see the correlation between a lot of the individuals who were arrested, all holding leaderships with various organizations on campuses.
Yeah, they messed up. They picked the worst and the best group they could have.
We were thinking of writing even a thank you letter to the police department because, again, you know, it's something beautiful that they have brought upon us, you know. And thanks to them, we have met each other.
We were quoted as troublemakers, we're cited as actually causing the injuries of the professor. We've just been immediately given a label. And sadly, that if you have 500,000 viewers that see that on the news, that's exactly what they take away from that.
We're writing history in a sense, and that the reason that this happened on this campus and that 40 years ago, the lawyers who are representing us now got kicked out of the school for the same things that we're fighting for, which is a quality of education that's accessible to the majority, and that's not the case.
The lawyer Justin refers to is Mike Lee.
We educated the students on this campus. We stayed up all night printing leaflets so that 7 o'clock in the morning the next day we had maps of the campus.
In this clip from the movie Storm at Valley State, Mike explains how he and other Csun students mobilized their peers in the 60s. They demanded recruitment of students of color and the creation of ethnic and gender studies programs. Their demands were met.
The university is an elite institution, and it owes something to people who can't afford or can't be here for other reasons. And I see the continuity. That's what's exciting, is this battle. This battle's the same. It's different and it's the same. So to come back as a lawyer representing people who are fighting the same battle I fought as a student, it's like very interesting. And in effect, what's happening on this campus today is an attempt to undo what we fought for in the 60s.
The California State University Administration announced this week its proposal to once again increase tuition at the 23 campuses. If approved, a 5% increase will take place as early as next semester, while a 10% increase will take effect in the fall of 2011. While the Csun 6 await the outcome of their trial, they say they will continue to March 4th in defense of affordable education for all.
Even if we do lose this case, which I don't believe we will, but should the small possibility of that occur, if I have to do jail time, I think that'll motivate me even more so. I mean, I tell everybody, if I have to do jail time, I'm going to do reading, and I'm going to do a lot of writing to a lot of people to mobilize a massive force.
As individuals, we have to get outside of the self in terms of thinking, not even for my own children, but the fact this is a world and you always want to leave this world better than when you came in it.
I like when you go to a restaurant, you sit down and you order, and it's 2 hours goes by, you're still sitting there, and you get a plate that is cracked and you have hair on your food, it's not what you ordered, and it's cold. Will you take it back? This is not what I ordered. And I think that as students, as consumers, as customers of the university, that's something that we need to do, and as citizens of a state, that's something that we need to have that attitude that we need to get what we pay for.
If one of the theories is that I was beaten and assaulted, violently assaulted, was that because they thought that if they beat up an old lady that would frighten other people. Well, I'm sure, and it's evident, it's not going to frighten you young people because you know what's right.
The police, the students, the chanting still echoing in my ears. And, you know, it's just beautiful to remember what really happened in this intersection. This intersection to me is not going to be the same anymore. Every time I'm going to come back here, I'm going to remember those, those 3,000 students. You know, I'm going to remember them. I'm going to remember everything we were chanting, everything that happened, you know, and it's going to stay in my heart.
I don't care what they say, don't do.
For Valley View News, I'm Julissa Reyes.